Hello students, today we are going to start with part 2 of chapter number 5. That is the fundamental unit of life. This part is the continuation of the part 1, wherein in the first part we studied about what do you mean by cell. Then why do you call cell as the structural and functional unit of life? We even studied about the hierarchy of body organization and also had a look on discovery of the cell. And in today's class, we shall be understanding more about the cell. Hooke used his primitive microscope, yes, and similarly Leeuwenhoek used his simple light microscope, wherein nowadays we do not rely on them. We have better technologies and we have various microscopes, yes. So the next thing that we are going to study is microscope. That is what we all know. It is an instrument for viewing the cells, yes, for viewing the minute cells. Now here, what is a microscope? Basically it is a high resolution instrument which is used to observe the various details of the small particles of the minute objects which cannot be visualized by our naked eye, wherein the microscope is very reliable. Yes, here if we talk of the microscope, there are various kind of microscope that we rely on nowadays. That is a light microscope and the electron microscope. Talking about the light microscope, they are further classified into simple microscope and compound microscope. We basically use the compound microscope, yes. So for our activities we shall rely on the compound microscope. And also there is a higher version, the latest version of the microscope, that is the electron microscope, which uses the beam of electrons. So the beam of the electrons is used for getting higher magnification, that is 1 lakh to 5 lakh times of magnification of a given thing could be done. So we rely on the compound microscope, which the light microscope, which includes the simple and the compound microscope, both of them uses light for visualizing the sample, wherein the electron microscope uses the electrons. Now if we talk of the compound microscope, which looks something like this here, as you can see in the picture. So talking about this, yes, compound microscope, which has various parts such as the eyepiece, from where we are going to visualize the sample which is going to be placed over here. Then we have the, yes, coarse adjustment and the fine adjustment part, wherein with the help of coarse adjustment we just see where our specimen is placed on the slide, and with the help of fine adjustment we actually find what we want to see. Yes, we go into the minute details with the help of the fine adjustment. This is the arm from where we can where we will hold the microscope. This is the foot which will help us in holding the microscope, yes, on which the whole of the microscope stands. Then over here we have the stage, yes, and on the stage we will be keeping our slides, and the slides wherein our sample will be placed, and we have objectives as in the lenses. So here are various power lenses. According to the zooming we want, we have different lenses. Then this is the nose piece that is revolving, which can be revolved as per the zooming needed. If you want to visualize in this lens, we can use it, or by revolving this we can use this lens, and so on. So basically this is the diagram of a compound microscope which we nowadays rely on, and for our studies we will be depending on the compound microscope. Now talking about something about cell, that is talking about cell number, cell shape, cell size, and so on. So first of all we shall be talking about the cell number. So we have already in the very first part understood that is there are different kind of organism, unicellular organism and the multicellular organism. Here, from here only it is clear, the unicellular organism, that is the organism which is made up of only one cell, that is one cell forms the whole of the organism. Talking about multicellular organism, that is which is made up of more than one cell. yes, or several cells. So that is single cell and more than one cell. Now talking about this unicellular organism, one cell performs all the basic activities. That is, this is the whole of the organism. The single cell is the organism wherein the single cell is going to perform all the basic activities. This cell includes, what are the different types of the unicellular organism? The examples, that is bacteria. Then yeast. What is yeast? It is a fungus, yes. Then amoeba, which is a protozoa. So bacteria, yeast, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, all of them comes into unicellular organism. Similarly, if we talk of the multicellular organism, which includes plants, animals and human beings, which are made up of not one cell but many billions and trillions of cells. Now, if we talk of the size of the unicellular organism, it is very small, that is 1 to 10 micrometer. And the cell of the multicellular organism, a single cell is also very large, that is 5 to 100 micrometer it may be. Then over here in the unicellular organism, division of labor exists but not to that extent as it is in the multicellular organism. Now the division of labor does not exist in terms a single cell has to do all the activity. That is, only one cell is going to perform all the activities. That is, this is going to take the food, this is going to give out the waste, this is going to break down the food, everything. Yes, this is the only one which is going to show locomotion. So every activity is going to be performed by a single cell. So as in terms of cell, no division of labor occurs. Yes, that is, all the work has to be performed by a single cell. But over here, many cells are involved, therefore the work is divided. Yes. Now here, reproduction. If we talk of reproduction, here when this single cell divides, it forms two different cells. That is, a single cell is going to divide and is going to form two different cells. So cell division, yes, the process of cell division, here also reproduction. So the process of cell division is very simple. But if we talk of multicellular organisms, cell division is not that simple. It is a complex process for the multicellular organism. That is, one cell divides into two, two to four, four to, here it is a very simple practice. One will divide into two, the 2 will divide into 4, the 4 will divide further. So that is what cell division process is very simple, because this organism is only one cell. But if we talk of plant, animals, human beings, we are made up of many cells. So cell division includes various steps such as mitosis, meiosis, and therefore it is a very complex process. And if we talk of the unicellular organism, their lifespan is short. They do not live for a longer span of time. Rather, talking of the multicellular organism, their cells live a comparatively longer span of time. And if we talk of this unicellular organism, suppose if this unicellular organism is damaged, so it is going to cause the death of the whole of the organism? Yes. But if we talk of the multicellular organism, if only one of the cell is being injured, that doesn't mean that the whole of the organism is going to die. Yes, because that single cell will repair itself, and the whole of the body is not just relying on a single cell. Our body relies on millions and trillions of cells. So therefore, if one of the cell is going to die or face some kind of injury, then the organism is still going to survive, and this may also repair again. Yes. So talking about cell number, it could be one also, and it could be more than one or many. That is, more than one or several cells. Yes, that is about the cell number. If we talk about the cell size, so talking about the cell size, it has no relation with the size of the organism. As in, for example, if an elephant is really huge and an ant is very small, that doesn't mean that the cell of the elephant will be larger or bigger in size and the cells of the ant will be smaller in size. No. So it has no relation with the size of the organism. Yes, organism size depends on the number of cells. As in, the elephant is bigger because it has many cells, and the size of the ant is small because it has less number of cells. So the size of the organism does not have to do anything with the size of the cell. Fine? Yes. Some cells can be seen with the naked eye. Yes, there are some cells which can be seen with the naked eye. That is the eggs of the birds, the eggs of the reptiles, and so on. They are single cell. Yes, the egg that we see is a single cell, but we are able to visualize the eggs with our naked eye because they are very big. But majority of the times we are not able to see them with the naked eye, and therefore have to be visualized with the help of microscope. As in, can we zoom in our eyes and see the cells inside our hands or inside of a body? No, we have to use the microscope. So that is, only some of the cells are such which can be visualized with the help of the naked eye, but majority of the time we rely on the microscope. Now some interesting facts about the cell, that is talking about the smallest cell, that is the bacteria, that is the name is Mycoplasma gallisepticum, that is about 0.1 micrometer. Talking about the longest cell, that is the human nerve cell, which is about 1 meter long, quite big. That is, this is the longest cell. Talking about the largest cell, that is an ostrich's egg, that is about 18 centimeter. That is the largest cell for the animals. If we talk of the largest cell of the plant, that is the egg. The ovule of the cycas plant. Yes, so the largest cell in animals is the ostrich egg, and talking about in the plants, the largest cell is the ovule of what? Of the cycas plant. Which plant? That is the cycas plant. If we talk about the cell shape, yes, now cells show variations in shape, as in the cells, all the cells which are present on the surface of the earth. Suppose if we talk of the cells inside the human body also, or in the animal body also, they are not same. They show variation as in they are different. They may be different in their size, in their shape, in their structure, and so on. So all the cells shows variation in shape. Now why do they show variation? Why do they have different shapes? So that is that the answer lies in the function. So all the organisms have different the organisms have different shape. The organism cells have different shape. Why? So that they could perform different function. So as in, for example, if I just draw, this is a muscle cell. Yes. Suppose if I draw something like this is nothing but the sperm cell. If I draw something like this is nothing but the ovum or the egg cell. Yes. If I draw the blood cells, so this is an RBC, this is an WBC. Yes. Then suppose if I draw a nerve cell, yes, the longest cell that we already saw, this is nothing but nerve cell. So here you can see over here that all the cells, this all cells are present inside the human beings. Yes, so the muscle cells looks different, the sperm cells looks different, the ovums looks different, RBC looks different, WBC looks different, the nerve cell is different. So why do they have different cells? Because different shapes, because they have to perform different function. So the shape is directly related to the function they have to perform. The muscle cell have to contract and relax, contract and relax. So that is why they have the elongated shape. The sperm cell shows a tail-like structure because it has to swim to the female body. The ovum cell is stable, it is located, it is going to be in its own position and therefore does not require a tail, and therefore it is given in such a shape. If we talk of the nerve cell, it is elongated. Why it is elongated? Because it has to pass the message. Yes, so therefore the shape has direct relation with the function it has to perform. Now talking about the cell shape, in some of the organism the shape is fixed, and in some of the organism it is variable, that is, it keeps on changing. So talking about the examples, if we have a fixed shape such as Euglena, yes, which has a fixed shape. If we talk of the paramecium, yes, so the paramecium looks something like this, sleeper shape. So it has a fixed shape, it cannot change its shape. Yes, Euglena even has the fixed shape. But talking about variable organisms such as amoeba, which can keep on changing its shape as per the need, as per the requirement, so that is, it does not have a fixed shape. But talking about some of the examples of fixed shaped organisms such as Euglena, the paramecium, and so on. So if we talk of the next thing, that is the multicellular, this is about the unicellular organism, but if we talk of the multicellular organism, they have the fixed shape, but a given organism will have many different types of shapes of cells inside a given body. So if you look into the animal body, you will also find all these different types of cell inside the animal body, inside the human body, inside the plant body. If you will see, then and there also you will find that there are various different shapes of the cell. Yes, so it varies according to the function, and in some organism there are fixed shape, in some unicellular organism, and in some unicellular organism it is variable. And if we talk of the multicellular organism, they are made up of different shapes of cells. Yes, do you understand this? Yes. Talking about the last thing, that is the multicellular organism. The multicellular organism shows division of labor. Division of labor as in it is made up of not one cell but many cells. That is, yes. Yes, so division of labor, the work, the labor, that is the work, is divided. Yes, why it is divided? Because we have different parts. Suppose we have the heart, we have the kidneys, we have ovaries, we have lungs, yes, we have liver. So all the different parts are going to perform different function, and therefore there is division of labor. The work is divided because we have different parts, different functions is being performed by different parts. Yes, so that is multicellular organism have a characteristic feature, that is division of labor. The work is divided because we have different parts. Yes, but similarly unicellular organism also show division of labor to some extent. Yes, their work is also divided, even though it is made up of only single cell, but it also shows division of labor. That is how. So the next question that comes into mind is how. So each cell has got something inside it which is very specific to every cell. That is a specific component within it, which are termed to be as the cell organelles. So for example, this is a unicellular organism, but it has various sub-organelles which are going to help. Suppose say this is a food vacuole. Suppose say there is a waste vacuole. So this is going to digest the food, this is going to throw out the food. So that is, work is divided in their body also. So to some extent we can also say that unicellular organism also show division of labor, because it has small compartment or component within its body which is nothing but termed to be as the cell organelles. Yes, as we have heart, as we have kidney, as we have ovaries, lungs, and so many other organs, we perform different function. But even in our body, every single cell also has specialized structures, various small components. Suppose various components, will be looking to them in detail. So various components, yes, and those components are nothing but the cell organelles. So a cell is able, a given cell, whether in the multicellular organism or whether in the unicellular organism, a given cell is able to perform all the activities and is able to being alive just because it has various cell organelles. So in this chapter we are going to study all the cell organelles of a given cell. Yes, and therefore now you understand why we have gone through the introductory part. So all the cells in an organism have the same cell organelles. This is something to be understood, that is, all the cells in an organism. Suppose in our body we have millions of cells. So all the millions of cells will be having the same cell organelles, such as the mitochondria, the ribosomes, the endoplasmic reticulum, the lysosomes, and so on. Yes, so basically for now, what will be your homework? That is, define cell, who discovered cell, and yes, how. Why is the cell called structural and functional unit of life? And the next one will be, write about cell number, cell shape, and cell size. Thank you.